On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we're here in my garage where I have a big problem, and it's not this at all. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today it's time to go around and find all the cars I own and try to take care of a problem. I keep selling cars, but for some reason the collection number keeps growing, which is unfortunate, and I have to put a stop to that. We gotta whittle the numbers down around here. So we're gonna run through all of the cars I own, and hopefully soon I will own far less cars. I'm on it. So we're starting right here in the garage with my 2007 Hummer H3 that we've been working on for a little bit. Really, the only thing left to do on this is give it a good detail and throw a transmission in it, and it should be back on the road and ready to party. I actually love this thing, and it's, you know, all-time four-wheel drive. It might be pretty capable off-road. I haven't tested that out yet, but I think we're actually gonna test out this thing and try to go do a little off-roading. It's got a reasonable amount of ground clearance. It should have an okay amount of power. We're gonna find out together just how good the H3 is. Of course, I only paid $3,000 for this H3, making it the cheapest one I think just about anyone has ever seen. The market on these things is closer to $7,000, and I'm pretty excited to have this one. It was just such a smoking deal. Behind it is my 03 Jag S-Type car number 2. This is the 3-liter with the manual transmission, and I actually just found one of the little clips that holds this on. It was hanging around from my old XJ. They use the same front little piece there, so I just got that in there. And if you remember, this was kind of falling off the day we picked it up. Now it has the factory fasteners back in that little splitter there in the front. So the S-Type is doing very well, and it is now for sale. Of course, I paid $3 grand for that, and I put well over $1,000 in it. So I'd like to see, you know, roughly 5 out of the S-Type, and it should make somebody a pretty good daily driver there. So that's gonna go away. And then here we have my 2022 Ford F-250 Limited that I love to death. And this thing is the truck, and I wish I wouldn't have bought it now. I bought the F-250 because I pull a trailer quite a bit, hauling cars around and stuff like that. And I talked to many people before I bought this because I wanted to buy a TRX. I love the TRX. I think it's probably the most fun vehicle you can own. I mean, it's a truck, but it does everything. Crazy fast, launches like a trophy truck. It's perfection. The TRX is a blast from top to bottom. But I bought this because when I pull my scissor lift and my forklift, a bunch of people said that the TRX can't do it. And then I was like, why don't I just sell the forklift and I could have had a TRX? Oh well, I have this instead. So I love this truck. I do think it's perfect. We'll probably talk more about it in a later episode, but nothing's gone wrong. I don't think anything ever major will ever go wrong with it either. And I will definitely have this one for like 5 years. We just have to deal. It's not a bad problem to have, I guess. I can't really be complaining. Also, it has about 4,000 miles on it now. So it has been driven a little bit, about 1,000 miles a month so far. Over here, my 2017 Chevy Volt Gen 2 with Comma AI. And it seems like the world has really started to figure out what Comma AI is. And I am seeing people just nonstop either buying it from my videos and talking about how much they love it because they don't ever have to touch the car anymore. It drives for them. Or just people learning that Tesla Autopilot is really, really bad and Comma is really, really good. When I was in Scottsdale with Hoovie a few weeks ago, I rented a Model 3 and I was using Autopilot because it wasn't an FSD car. And I was like, wow, it was having all the issues everyone's talking about, like phantom braking, things that Autopilot didn't used to do, but it's because they took the radar away. And now the car has to rely on vision, and weird things like the sun hitting it in the face, like what's going on with me right now, can cause Teslas to slam on their brakes and stuff in the middle of highways with nothing around them. They're having a lot of issues, and it's all because they took their radar away. Luckily, the Volt has it right there, and the Comma can read the vehicle radar and combine that with vision, and it does an excellent job driving the car. I love this thing. It now has 48,000 miles on it, and we drive it all over. I took it skiing 6 days ago or something like that, and it drove all the way there. Speaking of electric vehicles, we have the 1996 Geo Metro. It's really this Electria Force, obviously. It's hard to call it a Geo Metro since it's a factory-built EV. And there's our new hubcaps and wheels. I know some people said they wanted to see the follow-up. It looks perfect. I painted the wheels. They look great underneath. Nice fresh automotive paint and clear on the hubcaps. I think this will be gone on Wednesday. If you want it, beat the guy to it that wants to buy it on Wednesday. He hasn't committed. He just said he would hit me up on Wednesday and he was probably gonna buy it. So this Electria, if you want it, it's a really fun, quirky car that does need to go to a museum or something like that. I've got the ultimate EV right here. All right. That is everything that's in my house, unless we're counting motorcycles, and there's quite a few of those. The Hypewing's still here, my 2019 Goldwing GL 1800. I still love this thing. I'm thinking about unwrapping it, but I don't know what else to wrap it. It needs to stay crazy. I don't want it to be the boring burgundy. I mean, the burgundy's beautiful, but everyone has that. They only make them in like 3 colors, and having, you know, one of 3 colors is, well, that's sacrilege. So it would need to be rewrapped in some kind of like color changing, orange, purple, or it needs to be wild. And the camo is wild and people love it. So what else would we do? Anyway, it's sitting there, hasn't been out since, well, in 4 months probably, because it's been freezing. Helix is still here, and the brand new Navi is still here too. 2022. That thing's really fun. Let's head out and look at some more cars. And of course we have my 67 Camaro from LS Fest, which we just took out, took it around the block. As always, it runs great. You guys saw us start that up just a couple of months ago, and the 67 is awesome, and it's the one car I actually want to restore. So that is on the to-do list for being completely saved. Obviously we were gonna body swap it. Now I think we're gonna like order the body and send it to a restoration shop, because if there's one car I love, it's the old 67 Camaro there. But a bunch of comments have been asking me about this Radxtreme, the S10, that is somehow just completely full of stuff. It's been moved around in here, and I think all of their tables from the garage sale got stacked in there. But it's having an issue, and the issue is it won't start, and they said it has 0 power. So you said you hooked up the battery.
Yeah, if you turn the key.
Look at that, it does spark.
It has power. That's not the problem. When you turn the key, the Holly doesn't indicate. So either you're right and the ignition on the truck is just bad.
Well, the last time we talked, you said you tried to crank it and it wouldn't even crank. And that means there's no power to the battery, from the battery at all. Okay, cool, it does crank over. All right. The rest of this is easy.
It never cranked over before.
That's what you told me. Yeah. And if it didn't crank, then the battery was unhooked. But the Holly stuff's no problem to fix. It's just one wire that's probably loose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to crank.
Yeah, that's what you told me. And once you said it didn't crank, I was like, dude, like,
is there like a secret pedal you put in that I don't know about?
No.
I just couldn't drive it because you didn't want me to.
I just think the negative cable was probably.
No, I had it on.
It must have been.
The lights. Remember the lights?
Yeah.
So I know it's on by the indicator light.
Oh, because the marker light's probably on, right?
No, it's on now.
It's on right now, isn't it? No, it's not.
Oh.
Okay.
How did you get it to crank?
I just touched the key, because once I show up, my stuff works. Once I show up, my stuff works. Look at this thing is so beautiful. What a build. Sometimes I forget. Anyway, we'll have this back out soon, but let me fix. No.
Nothing.
How did that happen?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't got to cranking it forever.
The relay's clicking again.
Yeah, I know that.
Dude, I think the battery's dead.
Let me put your boots in.
Yeah. All right, 1 second later, I think I got it's one of the wires I was feeding the relays came loose. And we're good. Good old Holly Terminator, never let you down. And one of these. I'm using the MSD solid state relay to drive everything, and one wire backed out just a hair, so I loosened it up, stuck it back in, and woo.
Full-fledged mechanic.
Yeah, mechanic with a K.
Mechanic.
And of course, the 65 F100 is always ready to go over here. Model T. Everything is alive again in just moments. We needed to fix this like 4 months ago, but it was so cold outside that we couldn't move our hands in here. There's no heat or anything like that. So now the LS swap fleet's back on the road. And that of course is the update on 3 of the cars that are not going anywhere. I did give this one to Eric. I told him he could have it because he built it with me and I could use it when I need it. So that's his truck now. All right, we got everything put away back over in that location. And a lot of you guys keep asking me about the Escalade. Like daily, I see tons of comments about it and nothing's changed. And I have mentioned this many times. but we're about ready to do the engine. Obviously, I bought the engine, it's sitting in the building, and we're ready to swap this whenever, but it needed to get warmer outside. There's no real heat in that building, like there is a heater, but you still need to be wearing like a coat, a glove, you know, like winter gloves. You can't really work in those conditions very well. So I had to wait until it was warmer, which means it's about time to swap this engine. The weather's coming back, so we're not just gonna be outside playing around in the snow anymore. We're gonna be ready to crank out some work. So that's what's going on with the Escalade. Now, the V-Rod is also in there, and the V-Rod needs to go away immediately, but we've got one last piece to do. Like a $3 part was holding me up on the entire V-Rod. And after that's on, it'll be perfect. So that is coming very soon. Now we also have to mention the cab over. Of course, it is still hanging out over here. The John Deere Ford C600. And it's just such a cool looking truck, but it's been for sale for a long time. In fact, I think I've had this listed for 3 or 4 months now, and it's still here. And I've got, the listing says 2,000. Obviously I have 1,500 in it. I'll take what's in it, and no one's buying it. So I'd say within minutes of just taking the cab off it, you know, crushing it with a forklift or something, just grab a hold of it, destroy that, rip the engine and trans out, and then wad all this up on a trailer and go drop it off to get crushed. Because it weighs a lot, which means I'll probably get $500 back crushing it, and I can probably sell the engine and trans for $1,000. So, unfortunately, no one will buy it. I'm giving it away, and I mean, I can't take less than $1,500, so if I have to scrap it, we scrap it. That's not all, folks. There are more cars. I still have the Rolls Royce, obviously, and I still have that Mercedes C-Class that was in one video almost a year ago. That car is incredibly high on my list of things to get rid of. It's actually still parked at the old building because luckily one of the buildings was bought by a friend, and they said that I could leave that Mercedes outside, so it's been there for like a year. That is on the immediate get rid of list, so I'm just gonna ask $1,000 for that as parts, basically. I haven't even seen that car in a long time, so it needs to go away. The Rolls Royce will probably move to the new location pretty soon, and there's another Corvette. And of course, don't forget about the yellow Corvette that you can enter for a chance to win at go.getenteredtowin.com/watchjrgo. That one will be given away, I think March 22nd or something like that is the last day. I don't know, there's about a month that it's open for entries there. So that one's still here. I think that's 14 or something like that. That is a number we have to trim down. That's a little bit outrageous, and I'm running out of parking spots again. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts like the one I'm wearing underneath this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. 38.8 now. It's not too many miles on this thing. I haven't been pulling that many trailers, so this thing's kind of just parked more than I'd like it to be.